Let me tell you a story about a brother in Ramadan, this past Ramadan, in our community. Ramadan, the month of mercy, the month of compassion, the month when Shaitan is locked up and chained and our true character is exposed. This brother was in the masjid serving food to people breaking their fast. Believers who prayed during the day, who wept at night standing in prayer for hours, remembering God, doing good, abstaining from evil. Believers who sought God's forgiveness, His rahmah, His mercy for their past and future sins. Believers who hoped to rack up on good deeds and have their prayers answered. This man was just serving food, and it came to light that he had HIV. What do you think happened? These same believers did not want this man serving their food. They were afraid that some way, somehow, they would contract HIV. Where was their rahmah? Where was their mercy? You cannot contract HIV from someone who's simply serving food. You cannot contract HIV from someone who's giving you brotherly love or shaking your hand. Compassion did not exist in this case. This brother felt alone and hurt. He felt pushed away. Let me tell you a story about a sister. She was raped and contracted HIV. She became pregnant, and she lost her children to Child Protective Services. This sister had suicidal thoughts. Where's her support? Stigma and fear is real. This sister is afraid she'll be judged, shunned, and ostracized by her own community. Where is the mercy? You may wonder why I am standing here today. Why am I so passionate about this cause? When I was in college, I learned a friend of mine had HIV. Only 19 years old. This impacted me on so many different levels. I was so ignorant about this disease. When I was in high school, I have felt so much disgust towards folks with HIV. Disgust. At this time in my life, I knew things had to change. Educated myself, educated my peers. At this same time, I worked in a hospital part-time. One day, I was assigned a patient who was Muslim and had AIDS. This man was angry, unhappy, and rude to all the nurses. He didn't expect them. When I had him, I asked him straight up, "How do you feel? How can I help you? What can I do to make your life easier?" This man opened up to me. He shared things with me. An ounce of compassion can make a huge amount of difference. This man became my teacher. He spoke of his struggles, his isolation, lack of love from others, and stigma. This man is one of the many people living in our community with HIV and AIDS, or even STIs. We at Rahmah, we address HIV and AIDS in our community through mercy. Actually, it's more than that. Rahmah is about addressing the needs of those in need without being asked. It means taking that first step and striving to make a difference. This is exactly what we're trying to accomplish. We conduct workshops, trainings, support groups, youth programs, research, and more. We are working hard to make a difference. We dispel myths and tackle misconceptions. We hope to provide support to our brothers and sisters living with HIV. It is time for a change. It is time to uplift ourselves. HIV is not a death sentence. People can live long and healthy lives just like you and me. I repeat, HIV, it is not a death sentence. This is not the 1980s. HIV is now considered a chronic disease and can be treated like any other chronic disease, and manageable like diabetes. Talking here in this room, it's great. Some of you are nodding your heads in agreement. Some of you don't even care. But it's not going to change our condition. It's not. What are you willing to do? What are we willing to do? What can we do as a community to start change? When you leave here, I want you to go and tell two people, I know you can do it, two people about us, about our work. Invite us to your MSA, your masjid, your organization, a private event, or a halakha. Help us to help each other. Donate to us. Visit us at haverahma.org/donate. But importantly, educate yourselves. Ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance will not save us. We have to save ourselves. Knowledge is the first step in change. HIV is a virus. Stigma is a deadly disease. Educate, advocate, empower. And most of all, have mercy.